today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you if I think breast is really best when it comes to feeding your baby. Now, I know this can be a really controversial topic because so many people have so many strong opinions on this. I'm going to share with you my experience with breastfeeding. These opinions are my own. This is in no way intended to sway what you think or not. This is just me sharing my story with you guys. I wanted to be this granola, like crunchy granola mom. I wanted to be all organic, all natural. I never would want to put like formula, God forbid, into my baby. Why would I do that when I have boobs? People have been breastfeeding for thousands of years. Why couldn't I do it? So I had the baby. We're in the hospital. The nurses come in and check on you like every 2 hours. Just a heads up, if you haven't had your kid yet, they come and wake you up. It's not like you get to like sleep forever. You don't. They come in, they check on the baby, they're poking the baby, they're taking blood work, they're making sure he's hearing correctly. It's a whole thing. Anyways, the nurse comes in, she watches me breastfeed, she says that I'm doing it correctly, looks like he's getting enough to eat, I'm doing good. I'm like, awesome, that's easy. The problem really that I had was I thought breastfeeding for me, the first time that you breastfed your child was going to be this like profound moment in my life, like so instinctual and just this profound, huge moment. And it wasn't like that for me. It just wasn't. And I guess I was a little bit disappointed in myself when that happened. After we took the baby home, we took it to my parents' house because he did arrive on moving day, so our house wasn't ready yet to take a baby home to. So once we got to my parents' house, my mom was trying to help me breastfeed. I thought I was doing it right, but the baby was crying a lot. Like, he was hungry, you guys, and I couldn't feed him. I didn't know how to do it. Every time he would latch, it was like so painful, and I didn't understand because I had watched all these videos on how to do the perfect latch and tips and tricks on breastfeeding, and every video that you could watch, you guys, I educated myself as much as I possibly could. The baby was not latching correctly, and I thought that it was me. I thought that I wasn't producing enough milk for him. I thought that I wasn't holding him right. Something was wrong. The videos I watched aren't helping me. Nothing is helping me. What do I do? So after a serious meltdown on the couch, my husband trying to figure out what he needs to do, I'm sobbing. My nipples are cracked. My nipples are bleeding. The baby's crying. It was a circus of a mess, to be totally honest with you. I decided, okay, maybe I should call a lactation consultant to help me with the problems that I was having. So I called them and they said that they couldn't get me in for a couple of days, which normally isn't the case because they want to make sure that your baby is eating, and if they drop in birth weight, it's a kind of a big issue. Typically, babies are only supposed to max out at 10% body weight. At least that's what my doctor told me. They couldn't see me for 3 days. They suggested the nipple shield. That worked really well until I could see them. When I went to go see them, I had to drive an hour away to go see them. Sometimes, and I would check with your insurance, and I didn't know this until afterwards, they will send somebody to your house to help you out. So that's something good to know that I didn't know, now I do. So we went to the lactation consultant, drove an hour to see her, and I showed her how I would hold the baby, how the baby was positioned, and she said I wasn't doing anything wrong, that he should be eating just fine. If you could imagine the look on my face when she told me that, I thought I was gonna cry. Even though he was eating, it was still hurting me, and she's telling me I'm not doing anything wrong. She doesn't understand why it's painful. But she looked at my nipples and she was like, girl, those are not supposed to look like that. Like, her look on her face was like, ugh. So she wanted to make sure that he was eating enough. So what she did was she weighed the baby without his diaper on before I fed him, and then she weighed him after I fed him. And he had gained about 4.5 ounces, which is plenty. I mean, that's plenty for him now. It's 4.5 ounces. He usually eats that, maybe a little bit more. So there was the aspect that he was getting his nutrients and all the stuff that he needed, but I was still in so much pain. So she had another lactation consultant come in, check it out, make sure everything was good. We were concerned a little bit about a lip tie. but they said basically his wasn't that crazy, that shouldn't be the reason, but maybe he needs to just like figure it out, and we just need time. We just need time. We just need time. That's what they told me. You just need time. Everything will be okay. Meanwhile, I'm ready to go to the store, get the formula, and say, I'm done. We're doing bottle feeding, and it is what it is. So after that, we went in the car, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to give myself 2 days. Maybe I'll give myself a week. And if we can't figure it out in a week, we're going to go to formula. 3 days later, I got that crunchy mom granola profound moment when we latched for the first time without any pain. That was something that was amazing for us. And ever since then, it has gotten easier and easier and easier. It's like, yes! It doesn't happen for everybody. So if you get to that breaking point and you are just completely emotionally exhausted, I wouldn't even know how to put judgment on somebody who would decide to go to formula after all of that. For me, my suggestion would be to at least try to breastfeed. And if that doesn't work out for you and you're having a really hard time with it and you don't think that you can push through it, give it one more day. And if you cannot get through that day, by all means, please go to the store and get formula to feed your child, because he needs to eat or she needs to eat, and you need to not be in pain. So please know that everybody's journey is different. You have no clue what somebody's going through. I mean, for me, it was the worst thing ever, and we did get through it, but I completely understand why people want to do bottles, or why they don't want to exclusively breastfeed, or why they just want to do formula, or if they want to mix it up. I get it, and I don't think as moms we should judge anybody for doing that. If they're feeding their child and their child is thriving and getting the nutrients that they need, who are we to judge? For me, it worked out well, and we are happily breastfeeding for 5 months now. I hope to breastfeed at least until he's 1, but that's my journey, and whatever you decide is up to you. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.